Vineheil Star fan. How are you? I'm gonna shake this up. Today's juice is pineapple, pear, celery, and cucumber. Yes. It's delicious. It's subtle. I've had some already. It's delicious. So interestingly, today I woke up feeling like a failure. And what was interesting about that was that I was kind of keen that there wasn't anything that I did or didn't do to feel that way. But I still kind of investigated it in my morning pages that we talked about in a previous video. And I just started, writing my brain dump, as it were. And there was nothing that came out really that had anything to do with feeling like a failure. And so I started to investigate, well, maybe that's not mine. Maybe there's something broader going on in the field of life, and I'm just picking up on it. And so also it was interesting, as I was hosting meditation this morning, there were very specific people that were coming up in, like, I could see their faces really, really clear. And so I thought, and it's not even thinking, I felt there was a knowing that there was we're going to say healing. We're going to use that word because we're going to use it lightly, because I recognize I'm not healing anyone. All healing is self-healing. So these people, in essence, were coming to me while I was in the field. And so there was Ho'oponopono. I'm trying to articulate the things that happen in the field, the subtle energies that happen. It's complicated to talk about, so just vibe. So I was doing Ho'oponopono. It was specifically holding the space of clarity and cleaning and clearing the way, right? And so I apologize, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. I apologize, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. But there was a tone about this. It wasn't me repeating it in my mind. It was like a sweeping. And it felt very like a sweeping. And then there was a part that felt very elbow grease. I'm seeing pictures. It felt very elbow grease. And so as these people, it's very specific people, you probably heard of them, were showing up in my awareness, I am connected to them, the part of me that is connected to them. And there's a clearing, there's a sweeping, there's an elbow grease to it. Clearing, holding the space, knowing that we are all connected and there is no such thing as powerlessness, right? But I'm trying to articulate something that is inarticulatable. So, like I said, just vibe. And then the other thing that came up was A Course in Miracles. And there was a specific quote that is, I'm paraphrasing, everything is either love or a call for love. And that's not the exact quote. And so then I started looking up where that specific quote was in the course, and this is the Course in Miracles. And I was unsuccessful in finding it, but what I was successful in finding was lesson 127, which, as I was reading it, I was like, oh. And so I just want to share what I was reading. And I'm going to also say, if you are not familiar with the Course in Miracles, it's going to take a whole video to explain it, and my personal relationship over the last 10, 15 years with the Course in Miracles. It's a thing. It's a powerful book. And I also struggle with the the masculine energy in it. And I'm not saying that correctly. I struggle with the languaging used in this. Also understanding that it was transcribed by a woman. So that's a conversation for another day that I'm sure we'll get to. And considering that on the Envy McKee show, our shift prompt for this month is the art of being love. And this chapter specifically is talking about love. I think this is appropriate. So put on your listening ears and your vibing hat. Lesson 127. There is no love but God's. Perhaps you think that different kinds of love are possible. Perhaps you think there is a kind of love for this, a kind for that, a way of loving one, another way of loving still another. Love is one. It has no separate parts and no degrees, no kinds nor levels, no divergencies and no distinctions. It is like itself, unchanged throughout. It never alters with a person or a circumstance. It is the heart of God and also of his Son. Love's meaning is obscure to anyone who thinks that love can change. He does not see that changing love must be impossible. And thus, he thinks that he can love at times and hate at other times. He also thinks that love can be bestowed on one and yet remain itself, although it is withheld from others. To believe these things of love is not to understand. If it could make such distinctions, it would have no judge between the righteous. If it could make such distinctions, it would have to judge between the righteous and the sinner and perceive the Son of God in separate parts. Love cannot judge. As it is one itself, it looks on all as one. Its meaning lies in oneness, and it must elude the mind that thinks of it as partial or in part. There is no love but God's, and all of love is his. There is no other principle that rules where love is not. Love is a law without an opposite. Its wholeness is the power holding everything as one, the link between the Father and the Son, which holds them both forever as the same. I also want to read this part. No law the world obeys can help you grasp love's meaning. What the world believes was made to hide love's meaning, what the world believes, was made to hide love's meaning and to keep it dark and secret. There is not one principle the world upholds but violates the truth of what is love and what you are as well. There is not one principle the world upholds but violates the truth of what love is and what you are as well. I read that twice. Seek not within the world to find yourself. Love is not found in darkness and in death. Yet it is perfectly apparent to the eyes that see and ears that hears love's voice. Today, we practice making free your mind of all the laws you think you must obey, of all the limits under which you live, and all the changes that you think are a part of human destiny. Today, we take the largest single step this course requests in your advance towards its established goal. Today, the legion of the future years of waiting for salvation disappears before the timelessness of what you learn. Let us give thanks today that we are spared a future like the past. Today, we leave the past behind us, never more to be remembered, and we raise our eyes upon a different present where a future dawns. Unlike the past, in every attribute, the world in infancy is newly born, and we will watch it grow in health and strength, to shed its blessing upon all who come to learn, to cast aside the world they thought was made in hate, to be love's enemy. Now are they all made free, along with us. Now are they all our brothers in God's love. We will remember them throughout the day because we cannot leave a part of us outside our love if we would know ourselves. At least 3 times an hour, think of one who makes the journey with you and who came to learn what you must learn. And as he comes to mind, give him this message from yourself. I bless you, brother, with the love of God, which I would share with you. For I would learn the joyous lesson that there is no love but God's, and yours and mine and everyone's. I bless you, brother. I bless you, sister, with the love of God, which I would share with you. For I would learn the joyous lesson that there is no love but God's, and yours and mine and everyone. So I skipped through some parts. This is 1, 2. It's 2 pages and stuff, just to condense to the parts that were really resonating. And isn't it interesting that what I was experiencing in meditation with these people coming forth to me, people that we have seen in the news, people who are seemingly, creating havoc, people who are really just a marker, an extension of ourselves, places that we can look within ourselves that are a call for love. And then by the end of this, there's a message for them. We will remember, what is it? Now are they all made free? I want to read it before. The world in infancy is newly born, and we will watch it grow in health and strength, to shed its blessing upon all who come to learn, to cast aside the world they thought was made in hate, to be love's enemy. Now are they all made free along with us. Now are they all our brothers in God's love, and sisters, brothers and sisters. That's the part in the course. I have to continue to add the divine feminine, the woman, the female aspect in this. Maybe we just, like I said, another conversation for another day. We will remember them throughout the day because we cannot leave a part of us outside our love if we would know ourselves. And then at least 3 times an hour, think of one who makes the journey with you and who came to learn what you must learn. And so what I'm getting from that is that the people who are doing the things that are causing the havoc and the muckety muck and the stuff, they are showing us what we are here to learn. They are an extension of us, and we can't make them do their work, but we can hold the space within ourselves, the part of us that is designed to do that work, not for them, for us. And in the same spirit of Ho'oponopono, we're holding the space of the part of us that's connected to them, and remembering that there is no, people are just a mirror of something that's going on in us. All healing is self-healing. And so when that person comes up, that when you're watching the news and that person comes up, when you're scrolling and that thing comes up, there's an energy around it. The Course is saying, I bless you, brother. I bless you, sister, with the love of God, which I would share with you. For I would learn the joyous lesson that there is no love but God's, and yours and mine and everyone's. And so we are bringing love into the field. Everyone is either holding the space of a kind and just society that works for everyone, or showing us where the kinks need to be worked out. Do you get what I mean? We are loving. There's only love. People, I was thinking about this too. It's like, this idea of hate. Is it hate? Or is it a profound, neurotic jealousy? Is it hate, or is it a profoundly neurotic, psychopathic jealousy? A cry for love. I want to be what they are. I want to have what they have. But I don't think that I'm worthy. I don't love myself enough. or I'm uninterested in doing the work. And so the easier thing for me to do is to lash out at what I see. That's easier than me doing my work. You don't deserve it because I don't think I deserve it. And if you have it and I don't, clearly, or whatever the thing, just think about that for a moment. There's only love. Hate is a linguistically convenient word for a lack of self-awareness, a lack of self-love, a lack of a lack of doing the work, a lack of self-awareness. There's so much there. And so I'm not making declarations. I don't know anything. I'm just putting this out there because I feel like at times like this, it is so easy to get riled up at what people are up to. And it's easier to point fingers and go, look what they're doing, but that also pulls us out of our power. It pulls us out of our square. It pulls us into them and us, or he and they. And what we're being called to is grounding, steadying, finding our breath. And so rather than reacting in that, natural, whatever you feel is valid. It's valid. But looking at it, what is this connected to? What is this connected to? Getting curious. What is this connected to? And there's a blessing, a deep blessing. There's a face that represents whatever it is that is in you. There's a face that represents that. And you can look at your mirror as that face. You can say, ooh, I see you, sister. I see you, brother. I apologize. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. And you're remembering there's only one thing here, and you're not apologizing to someone who has harmed you or hurt you. There is a deep, profound connection that you are recognizing, that you are accepting, even if you don't understand it. You are sitting with your pain, even if you don't understand it. You are looking at your anger, even if you don't understand it. And you are holding the space for your wholeness. And you are withholding judgment about what you are seeing or experiencing or holding. And you are recognizing that you cannot compartmentalize love. And that love is not flowers and chocolate and happy feelings. It's not that. Love is an element. It is a foundational essence of all life. Look at love like you look at oxygen molecules. Look at love like a molecule. And that everything, even the elements you are familiar with on the chemical chart, is made of love. It is the foundation of everything in existence. Everything that your eyes can see and everything your eyes cannot see. Love is what makes air possible. Love is what makes light possible. Love is what makes everything in existence possible. It's the foundational element of the foundational elements of the foundational elements. It's the essence of life, right? And so love is the one thing that is all things. There can be nothing without love. And so when you say, I love you, you are recognizing your connection to everything. I exist, you exist, we exist as love, which is a totally different vibe. And so I think that's where this message is designed to go. When we're loving, that's what we're here to do. We're here to love. We're here to be an extension of the one thing that is all things. Love. I bless you, brother. I bless you, sister, with the love of God, which I would share with you. For I would learn the joyous lesson that there is no love but God's and yours and mine and everyone's. I apologize. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. And maybe the lesson here is when we see a brother or a sister in a wayward place, we're apologizing to them for not recognizing them as a part of us, which would cause them to be wayward and to do the damage that they are up to. Because everyone is looking for love. And we as a society have not been doing a good job of making people feel welcome because we don't feel welcome. We have not been doing a good job in teaching and learning and growing what it means to be loved because we weren't taught how to be loved. And so we are apologizing to the collective for the collective. We are apologizing to those who are coming up. We are apologizing to those who did not have good parenting. We are apologizing to those who did not have good community. We are apologizing to those who did the worst. We're apologizing because we recognize that we are culpable in some way, shape, form, or fashion. And then we're also recognizing that it's not our fault. We got what we got, but it is our responsibility. And as leaders and elders and those who are living ancestors, it is our job, it is our work to gather. It is to gather those. It is to be the sight line. It is to hold the vision. It is to be able to see the vision. It is to be able to see the higher and bigger picture and hold the space for everyone. Okay, this has gone on long enough. Prayerfully, this was helpful to you. And I love you. Lavai and Heil, and I'll see you next time.